What's going on, YouTube? This is What Would Josh Do? And this is going to be a video on installing CM7 on the Google Nexus 7 2013. Now, if you have a 2012, it's the same exact process. Instead of downloading the CM11 Flow, you'll download CM11 Grouper, and you'll use the same exact GApps, same exact install process, same exact everything. I have a 2012 Nexus 7. I have a 2013 Nexus 7, and this is my daughter's Nexus 7. This one currently has CM11 on it right now. So, and CM11 has like the normal native reboot when you hold down the power button. I'm getting better battery life on my Nexus 5 with CM11 than I was with stock 4.4 KitKat. So I'm really pleased with CM11, and I even have it on my Galaxy S4. I'll soon have it on my HTC One. And maybe even my Note 2. I'll have freaking CM11 on nearly everything I own. So CM11 is, gonna get better in time. And as of right now, it's pretty darn stable if you have a Nexus device. Let's get started. Hi, how you doing? Alright, here we go. This is going to be yet another video on installing a ROM with a little Minova mini SD card reader for Android. It just basically plugs into the bottom of any device that supports USB OTG, and you can flash ROMs, do Android backups. You can move your Titanium backup folder to this thing and have Titanium backup, backup and restore stuff from this instead of your internal storage. So please do not feel like you have to have this little device right here to do this. You can easily go to get.cm from your mobile browser, scroll down till you see downloads. Go to the FLO, the Flow, which is the Nexus 7 2013, or the Grouper, which is the Nexus 7 2012. Both of these are the Wi-Fi only models. And then download the latest CM11. It goes nightly, which are the least stable, monthly, which are pretty stable, release candidates, which are almost stable, and then stable, which are 100% stable. So if you see a monthly, flash that instead of a nightly. If you see a release candidate, flash that instead of a monthly. If you see a stable, flash that instead of a release candidate. Hopefully that makes sense. So what you can do is download an app from the Google Play Store called Goo Manager, which is available for free. First time you open it up, it's going to ask for root permission. Just grant it. If you don't have root, you're not going to be able to install custom recovery from within an app. You're going to have to be in bootloader mode. You're going to have to run, be in fast boot mode actually, which is download, bootloader, whatever, and then fast boot flash recovery, and then the recovery name, and then hit enter. How you'll do it if you have root access is go to install Twrp Recovery, press yes, and then 2630, press yes again. Now Goo Manager has been down for a long time now and completely unreliable. So, and that's not me, it's hundreds of other people commenting on my videos where I showed Goo Manager. There's actually an app called Recovery Tools right here. It's a green little circle icon made by DSL Nexus. You'll just go ahead and install it and then press accept and then let it download and install. And then you're going to need to press open, and then it's going to ask for root permission. Again, you have to have root to do this within Android. Just press the back button, and then I know the risk, and then go to flash Twrp Recovery, and you'll go to flash 2630 right here, and then yes please, and it'll download. It's very quick. It doesn't take long at all. Please keep in mind that this may not, on the Nexus 5, this did not show the latest recovery. So you can Google Twrp Nexus 7 2012 or 13 and download the latest .image and flash that via either fast boot, or you could hit yes please and it would take you right to recovery, but I'm going to hit no thanks. But you could go to flash other recovery and then go to wherever you put that .image file on here and flash it manually, and you'll know that you have the very latest recovery. Now that says 2631, so yeah, actually 2630 is not the latest at all. So we'll Google Twrp Nexus 7 2013 right there, and then the very first link should be the one you want to click. Again, 2012 if you have the 2012 model, and then you'll go down here until you see download the newest image from here. Click on that little link right there, and then you'll want to go with the very latest version, which is 2631 as of this video. Wait for the little thing to count down all the way. Alright, so the download started. It's a very, very quick download. So we'll let that finish up, and then we'll go back to the little recovery tools page. We'll go to Flash Other Recovery, and we'll go to our downloads folder, and then there's 2631 right there. So we'll press on that. Are you sure? Yes, please. And it's flashing that, and you can again hit yes, go to recovery, or no. I'm going to hit no just so I can show you how to manually get into recovery. Now, before you do this, please keep in mind that installing this ROM, you have to do a factory reset, which is going to erase all of your apps. So what I'm going to need you to do is download Titanium Backup from the Google Play Store, and basically just go over here to the, wait till it's done spinning, go to this little batch icon right here, and then I need you to go to backup all user apps right there, and then hit the little checkbox. That's going to back up. Now I'll go ahead and just demo. See, it says backing up. It'll take a minute depending on how many apps you have. And if you want it to back up all user apps and system data, you can do that too. It just takes a little bit longer, but it does back up more things like Wi-Fi access points, SMS messages, and etc. Of course, it's a tablet, so you probably need to worry about that. And whenever it's done, go to the Schedules tab and then sync it to whatever you use. I use Google Drive on my Nexus 7. I use Box.net on my NVIDIA Shield, and I use Dropbox on my Nexus 5. That way I don't get the, that way I don't have my backups from here interfering with the backups on my Nexus 5 or etc. So if you don't see options there, go to Menu, Preferences, and then check the box that you want. Like if you want to enable Dropbox, check Dropbox right there. If you want to enable Box.net, click it right there. And then when you go back, there'll be a brand new option that says sync to Google Drive, Dropbox, or Box.net. Just hit run. It might take a really long time, so it just depends on your patience. But anyways, you're doing that because this device only has internal storage, not external. So if you wipe your internal storage, you lost everything you just backed up, which is pointless. Alternatively, you could back up all your apps to your internal storage, plug this in, you could take all the Titanium Backup stuff, put it on here, and that's a much, much, much faster process. I ended up doing that on my Nexus 5 because it was taking way too long to upload to Dropbox. But I did upload to Google Drive earlier. It was successful. If you don't have Dropbox, Box.net, or Google Drive, you need to download the Pro version. The Pro version is very, very much worth it. So just Google Titanium Backup, go to the little Pro key here, and then if you really want to, you can watch my video, which will show you every last feature there is on the Titanium Backup. It's highly recommended you check it out if you're new to rooting. Anyways, so now that you've backed up your apps, you've synced them to the cloud, or you moved them over to a removable storage, this little guy right here, we're going to power down and go into recovery. So on this tablet with stock Android, there's no way to reboot it, and there's no way to reboot into recovery. So that's one of the, I cannot believe here we are on 4.4.1 and there's still no way to freaking reboot into recovery or reboot into just do a normal reboot instead of powering down, going to do something while it's powering down and then totally forgetting to turn it back on and then wondering why you didn't get a phone call if it's a phone or something. So volume down in power. On this one, it might be all three, but I think it's just volume down in power. Okay, so it is. It's just volume down in power. And when you get to this little screen right here, you'll just basically hit volume down or volume up until you see recovery mode, and then press the little power button. And there we are. We are in Twrp Recovery, and we are in fact on 2631, which is newer than what recovery tools, said was the latest, so whatever. Like I said earlier, you could easily take the ROM and the G apps and put them on the internal storage and flash it. That's perfectly fine, but I much prefer just loading them on a micro SD card. I mean, how many micro SD cards you got laying around? Just, pick one that the ROM's on, that you put the ROM on, and then put it inside the little card reader, and then plug the card reader into the bottom of your Nexus, and the screen turns off automatically. You can go into the settings and change that. But so we'll just plug this into the bottom here. it would light up, but I'm using Sadio's Deluxe Active. They changed the name. It used to be Active, now it's Deluxe. I'm using the Deluxe case, and it's actually working. You just can't see the light because it's hidden underneath the case. So we're going to go to Backup, and we're going to choose Boot System Data. I don't recommend backing up cache, and there's been issues with previous versions. That's why they update Twrp to add new features to fix bugs and etc. So if you back up your recovery and then you go to restore your Android backup, you could be restoring the faulty Twrp Recovery if it is in fact faulty if they update it. So I don't recommend doing that. I do recommend enabling compression for a smaller file size. And then for the auto generate, it does it automatically, but you could always just backspace it all out and go stock 4.4 KitKat with root and name it that if you really want to. So I'm fine with what it says. I'm going to hit back, and then I'm also going to go here where it says internal storage, and I'm going to change that to the USB OTG. And see, there we go. It's recognizing the 32 gig SD card that's in there right now. Press OK, and then swipe to back up. That's going to make a backup of your phone, like an image. Like if anything goes wrong, your Nexus 7 boot loops, or you don't like CM11, or for any reason you need to go back to what you had before, maybe there was an app you forgot to back up, and I don't know, for whatever reason, you could just restore and be right back to where you were before you flash CyanogenMod. It's freaking awesome. So just swipe to back up. It'll take a little while, and then when it's done, go to wipe, choose swipe to factory reset. This is not going to erase the internal storage. And that's all you have to do. Swipe to factory reset, you're good to go. If you really want to, you can go to advanced wipe, choose Dalvik, system, data, and cache. Now, if you have a 16 gig Nexus 7 or a 32 gig and almost all of your storage is used up, and you have no clue what's taking up all that storage, you could easily select that and then swipe to wipe. And you know what? On my internal storage, I have nothing on there super important, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. You don't have to wipe internal. You do not. I just do it every now and then because you're like, what? I have a 32 gig or 16 gig Nexus 7, and where the hell is all my storage at? So, you got like apps like Need for Speed taking up a lot of that storage. So, go back. All you have to do is a factory reset. The advanced wipe is completely optional. A factory reset is enough to get you squared away, and then go to install. And up here, make sure it's set to, if you have the ROM on your internal, choose internal. If you have it on the flash drive or a micro SD card, press that. Oh, I didn't mention this earlier, but my video on this little adapter will be in the description below. You'll want to make sure you check that out. It's a pretty amazing little device that you can plug in your Nexus 5, your Nexus 7, your HTC One, your Galaxy Note 3, Note 2, S4, anything that supports USB OTG, you can plug it in. It's quicker than taking the case off of your phone, pulling the back off, taking the SD card out, putting it inside a little adapter, putting it in your computer. It's way faster. So anyways, CM11 M1 Flow, that's this device right here. Again, if you're using the 2012 Nexus 7, make sure that says Grouper right there if you're using the Wi-Fi model. And then add more zips. You have to flash the GApps, which should be KK, GApps-KK. You want to make sure you have the KitKat GApps, otherwise you won't have the Google Play Store or any other things like that. So we're going to swipe to confirm flash, and this is going to take a couple minutes, not very long. According to here, it says the time is 11:02, so that'll be like a indication on how long this took. All right, see, it still says 11:02. We are done. We can hit Reboot System. And we should see the new little boot up screen. That is CyanogenMod 11. Remember, we are on stock 4.4 KitKat. So now we're on CM11. Very, very nice. We have, we can hold the power button down, choose reboot, and go get something to drink or do something and come back, and our Nexus 7 2013 is started up, or 2012, or your Nexus 5 or any other device that supports CM11. On phones, you have the normal native hotspot working out of the box. Whether you're paying for it or not, it works. It's a lighter system. It's got tons of little tweaks. It's got a little circle percentage battery thing. I'll show you that whenever it starts up. There's just so many little tweaks and customization things that just, it makes the ROM so much better than stock. I have comments of people going, why would you do this to a Nexus device? Why? It's because you can. And because the code's coming directly from Google and everything just works. Again, you're running monthly, so you're running a pretty stable build that's going to update once every month. And then whenever it goes to release candidate, flash that on top of your monthly. And then when you go to stable, you can flash it on top of your release candidate, or you can back up your apps with Titanium Backup, do an advanced wipe or just a simple factory reset, flash the ROM, and restore your stuff. So here we are. It's asking me the state and stuff, so the United States. Log into an existing account. If you don't have one, you'll need to create one. I'm going to log into my 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. 1 second. Whenever you put in your Wi-Fi password, just hit connect, and then it's going to check for updates, and you'll need to log into your CyanogenMod account. Alright, after you sign into your CyanogenMod account, you'll hit OK, and then it'll ask you, do you have Google? And you'll go, yes, I do, and you'll sign into your Google account. That'll bring you to your home screen right here. Actually, when you hit home, it'll ask you if you want to open up with Launcher or Launcher 3. Launcher is the stock KitKat launcher you'd find on your Nexus 5, your Nexus 7 after you update it, or anything like that. Launcher 3 will give you like DSP Manager, Apollo, and for now, that is CyanogenMod's launcher. They may change the name in the future, but I would go with Launcher 3. So you'll get to this screen right here. Now, if you're someone that hands your tablet to your kid and you let them play like Ways to Die, or you play Ways to Die, or whatever that app's called, or something where you're constantly swiping on the screen, you ever swipe up and accidentally enable Google Now and you're like, that's annoying, I wish I can disable that. You actually can. Go to the Play Store, search Google Now Disable, and then it'll be this app right here, Google Now Swipe Disabler. Hit install, open it, and then you can open it up, press the home button, and the very first time you slide up, it'll ask you, do you want to open with Google Now, or do you want to open this with Google Now Swipe Up Disable? Hit Always and choose Google Now Swipe Up Disable, and no longer will you accidentally launch Google Now by swiping up in the home button. I don't like that. I disable it because I can just go right here, tap on that button, and be good, set, and good to go. So, one of the first things I do when I get CyanogenMod is I go to Settings, and then I go to Interface, and then under Status Bar, you can actually change this. By default, it'll be Circle. You can change it to Circle with percentage, and now there's a little number inside your battery circle thing, so that way you know, hey, I have 67% left, instead of having something in your notifications the whole entire time you're, using your phone or your tablet. And then you can go to Quick Settings or Quick Settings panel, and you can change the stuff in there. You can go to Notification Drawer, Buttons and Layout. Right down here, you can change these. You can change the Quick Launch shortcuts. If you want Titanium Backup to cooperate, go to About Tablet, go down to Build Number, and keep tapping on that. It'll say like 3, 2, 1, you are now a developer. Go back. It'll be a brand new option called Developer Options right here. You won't see it at first. Under Advanced Reboot, basically when you hold down the power button and you choose, when you hold down the power button and you choose Reboot, you're only presented with one option, just a normal reboot, which is awesome. It's much better than, powering your tablet off and forgetting you powered it off and then, wondering why it never turned back on. So under Advanced Reboot, when you hold down the power button and you choose your reboot, now you have recovery. So if you want to get into recovery and flash zip or something, that's perfectly fine. And then go down here to Android debugging, press OK. I always uncheck verify apps over USB. It's checked by default. I uncheck it. It's just something I do, not something you necessarily have to do. And kill app back button. Basically, when you hold down the back button long enough, it'll automatically kill that. See, app killed. It's pretty cool. I disable it though. I don't really use it that often. And then under security, if you want to use Titanium Backup, you'll need to go to unknown sources, press OK, uncheck verify apps, and just for security purposes, I uncheck the make passwords visible, and then there you go. Don't know what else to show you. I wiped my internal storage, so as you can see, it is completely blank. There's nothing on here. If you want to use your USB thing right here, you'll need to go to the Play Store and download an app called Stick Mount. There's a free version, which is all you really need, and then there's the pro version, which costs a couple dollars, but I paid for it a while back because Chainfire is awesome. Oh, another thing is, if you install apps like Titanium Backup, they're going to give you like a root something error thing. So basically, I'm going to Google an app called Super SU and then hit search. And then I'm going to download it and install it. I'm going to install it via recovery. You can install it like right now since you have root. But anyways, it's just going to fix issues with Titanium Backup. I can show you that real quick. So under Stick Mount Pro, we're going to launch Stick Mount. And then I'm going to hit no thanks. I'm going to hit mount. It's going to ask for root permission. Remember this choice forever. Hit allow. And now you can use that SD card and stuff like that. So under Titanium Backup, I want to show you what happens. Grant it root permission. Press allow. And then it's going to give us an error at first. And it's going to say something about the binary. Yeah. SU binary something. To fix that, just download Super SU from the Play Store or put it on your SD card and then reboot into recovery. I'll show you that little option right now. This is optional. This is completely optional. It's just going to fix a lot of issues that Titanium Backup and other apps are going to come across because for some reason the built-in super user permission granting thing isn't that great. Otherwise, other apps wouldn't have issues with it. So under install, I'm going to choose my USB thing. Again, if you downloaded the zip on your internal storage, choose internal storage. And then over here, you'll see... Okay, so I didn't do it. Let me fast forward. All right, so it rebooted. I'm going to swipe. I'm going to launch my browser. And then I'm going to Google Super SU, press go to the XDA thread right here, and then when it loads this up, you'll zoom in until you see this little CWM Twrp mobile Odin zip. Press on that, and then it'll be this little zip. You'll press download right here. It takes like just seconds to download it. So now what we'll do is reboot back into recovery, and I'll fast forward. Alright, so under install, again, it's on the internal storage now. It's under downloads, Super SU, swipe to flash, and then reboot system. It's really, really fast, and basically, nothing will have issues with binary problems like Titanium Backup and other root apps that require a binary to do functions and give you root permission and stuff. Alright, so Android is upgrading. It's just because there's a new file in there now. I will go unlock it, and then we'll go to our new app called Super SU right here. And then, no thanks, I'm already following him. Under settings, I paid for the pro version. That's what you saw me install earlier. So I'm going to uncheck re-authentication. I hate that. It's annoying. And this is really important. On a CyanogenMod ROM, what I recommend to you is to uncheck this little box that says respect CM root settings. It'll ignore that. And also, if you're going to flash monthly to a release candidate or a stable on top of what you have now, check this little box right here that then says install Super SU backup script. That way, if you install an update to CM11, it won't, get rid of Super SU. Super SU will be protected. So now when we open up root apps like Titanium Backup, it's going to ask us super user permission from this app. So just hit grant, and now there won't be any errors when you start up Titanium Backup, and all other apps that require root won't have issues either. One thing I really, really love about CM11 is also if you open up all of your apps and you have like just freaking everything open, you can hit this little recent tabs or recent apps button, and now everything gets cleared out really quick with one little swipe instead of going swipe through all of your apps. There's a ton of benefits to installing CM11. I highly recommend it. It's been very, very stable on my Nexus 5, and my daughter hasn't had any complaints with CM11 or her Nexus 7. Sorry the video was very long. I just kind of went through everything that you should be aware of while backing up your apps, backing up your ROM, installing everything you're gonna, the frustrations you're gonna have with Titanium Backup because of the built-in super user granting thing. I just kind of went through everything that I could think that you would run into when you install this ROM on your Nexus 7 or any other device that you have. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button below. It helps out more than you probably understand. And if you're new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe. In the description below, please click where it says show more. You'll get to expand it and see all the links. There will be links to my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, my second channel, my gaming channel, where I post gaming related videos. Just pretty much everything in the description below. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out.